Hello, 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 hello there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Spring Fever with me, XFL Jim, joined by one Eric, a.k.a. Uncle Rico. My man, how you doing?
Dude, doing good, dude. Christmas is in the air. This is my time of year, buddy.
You're skipping right over Thanksgiving. What the fuck?
Dude, you know what, dude? I fucking love Christmas, Jim.
I didn't know you were such a Christmas guy.
Dude, the big guy. The big guy's a Christmas guy, dude. I love that shit, dude. I got my Christmas lights up. I got my little Mrs. Claus decoration up. Underneath it goes, behind every good man, there's a good woman, and that woman is Mrs. Claus. She's up in the front yard, dude.
That's good.
That's rocking. Giving Mrs. C some love. Great time to be alive. Great time to be alive.
It is a great time to be alive because we have plenty of alternative football news. Starting off, a little XFL draft news coming next week, Eric. It's going to be here next week.
Next week already?
Yep. The 16th.
Wow.
7 days from today. So I'm probably just going to air this out there. Probably won't have a show next week because I'm probably going to be doing something for the draft.
Okay.
But the week after, we will do like a whole extensive breakdown. So the way they're doing it, if you remember, Eric, if you remember the USFL, before we were really doing stuff, we had the USFL going on. The USFL draft, the way they did it is all the quarterbacks were pre-assigned to the teams, basically. And then they drafted by position group. So they drafted by like running backs, offensive linemen, D linemen, defensive backs, linebackers, wide receivers. They did it by position group.
Okay.
And they sort of did like a snake draft situation. I believe the XFL is doing just a regular draft. The quarterbacks are assigned. Each team will be assigned 2 quarterbacks.
Assigned.
They say assigned. It's probably like they're picked randomly.
Okay.
Quote unquote randomly.
Okay.
But like, so in 2020 they were assigned as well, but you definitely had oh god, I'm already blanking on the Renegades quarterback.
Connor Cook?
No. Landry Jones. It was Landry Jones. You had Landry Jones going to the Renegades, obviously, because Bob Stoops was the coach. Like, stuff like that. They'll do stuff like that kind of as like a narrative thing. So each team will get assigned 2 quarterbacks, and then I think they're just going to do like a regular 2-day draft over the 16th and the 17th at the UFC Apex in Enterprise, Nevada.
Enterprise, Nevada.
So they're doing like an in-person draft situation. Like, that'd be cool.
Well, I'm all about
I wonder if they're gonna like. So in 2020 they posted it on YouTube and you could watch it live streamed. I wonder if since they have a partnership with ESPN, if ESPN like in the middle of the day is just gonna like live stream it on like ESPN Plus or something.
That would be my bet that they do it on ESPN Plus.
It'd be sick.
That'd be awesome.
I'd watch it. I'd watch the whole damn thing. I might take those days off work.
Dude, look at Jimbo, dude. Just engaged. I'm loving it, dude.
I'm full engaged. So if it is a regular draft, I'm intrigued because I want to see the differences in a regular draft situation versus what the USFL did going position by position, where everyone kind of got like an equal amount of talent at each group. Or like certain people got the top picks at like the D-line position, but not at the wide receiver position. Everybody got the top of something.
Yeah.
I wonder how it'll work if the XFL doesn't do something like that.
I think they're going to do it like the USFL, but there's going to be like little
wrinkles.
Yeah.
I think for the first draft, doing it by position group is probably the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then every subsequent draft, you could probably just
do by need.
Yeah, just do it however.
Yeah.
Just do like a regular draft.
Yep.
At that point. And I wonder what the whole like trade situation is going to be because the XFL is kind of similar to the USFL in this regard is we didn't understand a lot of the rules and whatnot going on in the USFL draft. So there was like trades going back and forth and we weren't really understanding what was going on. It was wild. I'm expecting a little Wild West scenario here, but I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. Seeing where my boy King goes. Seeing where the King goes.
Where do you think Derek King goes? And do you think he'll be the starter wherever he goes?
Yes and yes. I think he goes to Vegas, and I think he's going to be the starter.
So you're going to be a Vegas fan.
Yeah. But you, yeah.
The Vegas Vipers?
I'm praying he goes to Vegas, dude. I am praying so hard he goes to Vegas.
You going to go see him at a game?
I'd go to a game.
Fuck.
And I hope when he scores a touchdown, they play Run DMC down with the King.
That'd be amazing. I want them to announce a fucking stadium for Vegas already.
I think that's a huge issue. You know, we kind of talked about it last week.
It's still an issue.
When we were live, you know, the guy in the chat pointed out how Allegiance has that connection with the UNLV field, why they can't do it there.
And they can't do Allegiant because it's way too expensive.
Yeah, so I mean, it's probably going to be that minor league field, but then there's like something where like they can't really do it there. So I don't know, man.
I feel like it's got to be like a soccer field or something.
Yeah. But like, I guess my point is this: you would think that before they secured these cities, they'd have places where they could go. You know what I mean?
People are rumbling, and I really would be very disappointed if this is the case. The rumbles I'm hearing is that like this year, Vegas will also play in Arlington.
Jesus, dude. And can I just tell you something real quick?
Go ahead.
87-yard tutty. Fire up chips.
Fire up chips. Fire up damn chips. Yeah, I would hate it if Vegas had to play in Arlington for the year.
I would hate it too.
We spent the entire year saying this about the USFL. Like every team played in Birmingham for the USFL.
I would absolutely hate it.
And as much as I love the USFL, it would have been nice to see teams in their own cities. Like, I feel like you gotta have that.
But also, I think it's part of it's on the management in the XFL, just because.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, why don't you have a place locked down? Why are you going to a place that you don't have locked down? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make, it boggles the mind. Speaking of the USFL, though, there was a little bit of news. It sounds like they're rebranding a team already.
Who? Please don't be the Maulers.
It's not the Maulers.
Thank God.
It
Panthers?
sounds like they're rebranding the Tampa Bay Bandits to the Memphis Showboats.
Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure. I don't understand the go-ahead on rebrand this team that is the Tampa Bay Bandits who play in Birmingham to the Memphis Showboats who play in Birmingham.
It just doesn't.
Because they're still just playing in Birmingham this year. Like I don't really get it.
Yeah, they
like,
do.
Maybe they didn't see a future in expanding to Tampa.
Or maybe because there's an XFL team there
in Orlando.
But okay, so hear me out. They're kind of going to be competing for the same market. You go to Memphis where there really isn't a market.
That's true. And the Memphis Memphis had an all right AAF team back in 2019. Like their crowds were all right. Nothing to really write home about.
Uh-huh.
I love the Showboats. They're automatically my favorite team. But that's the only thing I can think of is they don't see like a market to expand into in Tampa where they do in Memphis.
Maybe there's something going on with the stadium deal.
They're kind of like cornering the market on the SEC area if they get like Birmingham, Memphis, and then maybe they get like a team in Georgia. We
don't know if there's something going on with the stadium deal.
I don't even know if they're trying to make stadium deals. I don't know what's going on with the USFL.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
they're taking baby steps, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like I think the only thing we really expect to see out of them is 2 stadiums during the regular season, a north and a south.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever, that's fine. That's cool. I'm excited for it. Moving right along, we got a little X League. So Eric, we had X League games last week. You did a little picky pick. And let's see how you did. So, game number 1, we had the All Mitsubishi Lions versus the Nojima Sajima Hira. I did Nojima minus 11.
Yes.
Eric, you took Nojima minus 11. The score was Nojima 42, Mitsubishi 3. It's a win for Uncle Rico right there.
Yeah, just the king of the X League, dude.
King of the X League. Up next, had the Panasonic Impulse versus IBM Big Blue. The line was set at minus 24.5 for Panasonic. Eric, you took minus 24.5 for Panasonic. The score: IBM had 14 points. Panasonic had 45. A 31-point win. You cover that one.
2-0 for the kid, dude. C in the board.
Up next, we had the Elecom Kobe Finis versus the Tokyo Gas Creators. The line was set. Kobe minus 17.5. Eric, you took the minus 17.5. The final score was Elecom 19, Tokyo Gas 17. Your first loss. Tokyo Gas feisty. I watched a little bit of this game. I caught this one on Saturday night.
They compete.
They're feisty against like the middle pack teams.
They compete.
Up next, Fujitsu versus Obik. And maybe the lines makers were listening to our buddy BJ a little bit, because they were a little bit lower on Obik. We had Fujitsu minus 18.5. A wild spread. And Obik might be a little bit better than we thought. You took the minus 18.5. The score was Fujitsu 21, Obik 18.
Oof.
Yeah. Next we had the Acai Beer versus the Deers, the Lissel Deers. The line was the Beer minus 8.5. You took the Deers plus 8.5.
Yes.
Your first dog. The score was Acai Beer 10, Deers 7. Another win.
Rico, C in the board.
Let's see if you go 50-50 or you kind of scrounge it out. The Acai Beverage versus the Fukuoka Suns. The Suns were minus 4.5. You took the minus 4.5, Eric. You lost the minus 4.5. Acai Beverage won outright, 52-22. They won by 30.
Wow.
Embarrassing for the Suns.
Yep.
Disappointing season. Upcoming next week, we'll have the oh God, should we just pick them now since we're not gonna have a show next week?
I'll do my best to do my duty.
Okay, we'll do them real quick. Let me get these posted. Bam. Okay, game number 1, Eric. November 19th, next weekend.
I gotta pull up. I found a little cheat sheet I gotta pull up.
Acai Beverage versus Panasonic Impulse.
Hold on. Jim, you gotta give me. I gotta go to Flash Score. I gotta pull up my stuff.
I'm making the spreads right now.
There's Japan. Oh, I'm looking at Japan soccer.
Oh, baby. I'm going to make the Impulse minus. We'll see what you pick as the scores. What are you doing, Eric?
Dude, I like to go to flashscore.com, and I just like to see the previous week's results when I'm talking, buddy. That's it. No shadiness is going on here. Maybe I'll look at the standings a little bit. Oh, so are we in the playoffs now?
This is the last week of the regular season, is this coming week. Oh, no, it is the postseason. The super postseason. I wonder if this really matters. I'm still not fully aware. Like, I know BD explained it to us and everything. I'm not 100% sure how the whole season with the X League works this year. They're doing some different shit.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot going on. Lots of ins, lots of outs. Let's go. Making all the lines. And Obik minus. Let's make it Okay, Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, my friend.
Game number 1, Acai Beverage versus Panasonic Impulse. Both had massive games last week. I'm going to make the Impulse minus 21.5.
I'll take the impulse.
Okay, you're on the minus 21.5. Tokyo Gas versus the All Mitsubishi Lions. The Gas are 5-point favorites.
The gas against Mitsubishi.
These are probably the two worst teams, in my opinion.
I'll take the gas. No, who's getting points? I'm sorry.
Lions are getting points.
I'll
Mitsubishi.
I'll take Mitsubishi.
You'll take the +5. Next up, we have the Fukuoka Suns versus the Deers. I'm going to take the Suns at 3.5. That's the line.
I'll take the Suns.
Okay, so minus 3.5. IBM versus Elecom. The line is set right now at IBM minus 4.5. Got a lot to think there.
I take IBM.
Okay, the minus 4.5. Fujitsu versus Asahi Beer.
Fujitsu, no matter what the number is.
It's 40.5.
Yeah, that's fine, dude.
Yeah, it's
Could be 100.5, my friend.
yeah. I'm kind of right there with you. This was a hard line to set.
It could be 100.5, my friend.
Obik versus Nojima. The line is set at Obik minus 28.5.
Obik versus who?
Nojima Sajimahira.
I'll take Obik.
Okay. So you are, again, only on one dog.
I know. Actually, it's a different mindset, my friend.
It is a different mindset. It's hard to take dogs here because some of the dogs are really bad. There's some matchups that you got to really keep an eye out for. Moving on to our final league that we're talking about today. It's the CFL. It's the divisional finals, baby. And I just do a little touting because someone here called Toronto, and now I'm in a perfect hedge opportunity if you are into that.
See, that's going to be great because you can sit back, you can crack open a nice, tasty Busch Light, light up a Marlboro Red Soft, and just go to town.
Should I hedge against both these teams? Because I have both Toronto and Winnipeg tickets.
But see, I think what's the number for the Bombers?
I think their tickets actually to win the Grey Cup. Yeah, their tickets to win the Grey Cup, not just to win the divisional finals.
You can't do that one then.
But 170 on the Argos.
170 on the Argos.
I can kind of middle it if I take Montreal plus the 135. Get a little middle going on.
Yeah.
A little double team action. But anyway, let's break down these games. We have the Toronto Argonauts versus the Montreal Alouettes at Toronto. Argos are -3. Over under set at 48.
I'm going to take the first half under, man.
We talked about this on Eric's show earlier.
I'm going to take the first half under. I'm going to take the game under, dude. When I have two teams, I think both these teams are going to be nervous to start.
I'm not touching that total.
I could see the later game them being a little bit more high flying, okay, a little bit more explosive on offense, especially when you have the Blue Bombers who have been there, done that.
Yeah, this is 3 years in a row.
Yeah, but I mean the Lions could be tight. So I one of the things I always do is in conference championship games and in the finals, I always play the first half under just because these teams are going to want to keep the game close. They're not going to want to do anything stupid. They're not going to want to,
especially out of the gate.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I like that. So that's kind of my mindset. So
I'm with you on the first half under. I'm not going to touch this full team total, the full game total, but I also like Toronto -3 as a lead. Game number 2, we have the BC Lions versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Probably the two best teams in the league, if I'm being honest. Bombers are -4.5 at home, over under of 49.5. I like the over. I'm just going to come out and say it.
See, I like the first half under. Oh my God. Sorry, dude. The CMU games just CMU interception, CMU
Kind of on
fumble.
the edge of your seat. Oh, dude, that's action.
That's some action, dude. I like the Blue Bombers laying the points. I like the first half under. Maybe look to play a second half over. Again, I think that Winnipeg's been there, done that. I think we're going to really see how good Rourke is, how really good this Lions team is. Spotlight on them. You got to respect Winnipeg with the run they've had, but still, I think this game's going to be a little slow to start, and we're going to be able to cash that first half under.
I like the first half underplay. I like the over in the total game here. I think the over. 4.5 is a weird number. I don't want to touch that. If I lean one way, I probably lean towards the Bombers. I just trust them more.
You got trust issues, Jim?
A little bit.
Yeah. Uncle Rico's got some trust issues too.
And that, folks, will do it for this episode of Spring Fever. Uncle Rico, where can the people find you, Eric?
At eTalk21, at eTalk21 Sports on the gram and on Twitter and on YouTube. And with this big, sexy son of a bitch every Saturday morning on, oh my God, mental block.
College football tailgate, baby.
Tailgate. I'm
morning
sorry.
preview show.
I'm getting old, Jim. Jimbo, I'm getting old.
College happens to the best of us.
And, we break down every game. Dude, I'm already locking numbers in, Jim. I'm already moving the board, dude.
You are seeing the board and moving the number.
I mean, dude, I think every single game I've locked in has moved in my direction.
Woo! Love seeing that.
I mean, Jesus, dude, just...
Y'all know where to find me, at XFL Gym, everywhere anything can be found. Give us a like, give us a follow. We will see you guys for the next episode of Spring Fever.